standards because you have released them. And God said, I will greatly bless you if you let this debt go, if you let all these little minor loans go. Let them go at the end of 7 years. This is how it's supposed to be ran. Not keeping people in debt for 30 years, 40 years. And some people gonna die in debt. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all these commandments which I command thee this day.
See, this is the weightier matter of the law. People don't see it. It's the weightier matter that you're dealing with. But you worried about money. This is how you get great blessings from God. Where sometimes your money ain't no good. I've had people say, man, put your money up. You with me. I'm riding with him. Flying me everywhere, paying for everything. We're riding with him. I ain't paid for nothing. No plane ticket, no hotel room, no nothing. You with me. And that's greater than money. God said, I'll bless you in the land. Go ahead.
For the Lord thy God blesseth thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend.
You read it? Where you at?
Verse 6.
You at 5.
I just wrote
Go ahead,
5. Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all these commandments which I command thee this day.
You did read that, but I just want to carefully.
Right.
I want to deal with that word carefully.
No problem.
People got to deal with this thing carefully. Don't just run through it. Say, okay, this is Saturday, all right, we done, bam. Deal with this so carefully. Carefully find yourself in this word and see where you did, see where you are lacking. So you can operate in these blessings. Go ahead.
For the Lord thy God blesseth thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend
Yes, sir.
unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee.
See, this is what the law of God had for Israel so they can be on top of the food chain. But when we did wrong, he cast us into slavery. But he said, I'll be a little sanctuary to you in your enemy's land. You'll experience a little of this blessing in your enemy's land. But this is what we were, and running the word, because we ran it by his system, his credited system. After every 7 years, we got rid of that debt. But these cats ain't rolling like this. This Satan system. Go ahead.
If that, verse 7, if there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
He said, if there be a poor man among you, pay attention to this. Poor man among you. This is how you're supposed to handle it. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother.
Who do that? Oh, man, that joker right there, man. I don't want to talk to him today. I know he gonna want something. God, I know she gonna want something. He said, you don't supposed to harden your heart, meaning your mind. You don't supposed to think that way. You supposed to say, okay, bro, I know you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, okay, but hey, I'm gonna have some food for you. I did that one time. Dude come up to me every day at the shop and say, hey, man, I need some money for some food, man. I said, okay, I kept giving it to him. So I played smart. I said, okay, what do you like? What do you like? I said, what do you like? He told me everything that he likes, and I gave it to him. I put it in the bag, in the caretaker bag, and I said, okay, what do you like? Close the door. But he said, what do you, I would take it, he asked me to take me all things like, so I got it in the care pack. So next time he came on, I said, hey man, I got your stuff here, I need your food for the day. Oh, okay. I ain't see him no more. I ain't see him no more. So a different way you deal with people. But don't harden your heart with them like, man, here that joker go again. You're tired of dealing with these folks. They always want something. And I've been there, I've said it too. The thing will cut me deep. Go ahead.
But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him.
Open your hand wide unto him. What you need, bro? Go ahead.
And shall surely lend him sufficient.
Sufficient?
For his needs sufficient.
So if you come out tomorrow and say, I'm home today. Sufficiently take care of him. You ain't got to always give him money. Find out his little edge, his little game, and give him some food. Go ahead.
And that which he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand.
Mm-hmm.
And thine eyes be evil against thy poor brother,
Mm-hmm.
and thou giveth him naught, and the cry unto the Lord against thee, and it be sin unto thee.
That's sin. Meaning that after that's, some people borrow some money. They know the structure, the law of God said, oh, he got to release my debt in 7 years, so I ain't going to pay him within 7 years. And more people are like, yeah, I'm going to work that to my benefit. He said, God said, don't worry about that. He'll deal with that person. You don't deal with him. You just do what you're supposed to do and give.
That's right.
Don't give them so much you can't see them stealing it. That's my motto. I give them so much that I can't see them stealing it from me. So if I give them too much, that means I did too much. I went over what I was supposed to went over. My heart is grudging because I want it back. This is not how you're supposed to handle it. Take care of your responsibilities at home first. You give them what you can. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 21. Let me show you how important it is not for you and I not to turn our backs to the poor. Well, let's go break it down right here because it's going to read that. Proverbs 21, we're going to read verse 13. One verse here. We're going to go back to Proverbs chapter 15, Deuteronomy chapter 15 after that. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 13. Go ahead.
Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard.
See what God said? If you close your ear to the poor and don't want to listen to what they are asking you or try to help them, God said, I ain't listening to you either.
That's right.
This is what he said. I want God to hear me. Don't look at people bad like, man, look at that. I can't stress that enough. Don't stop your ear to them. Hear what they hear, they cry. Hear them out. And you might have to go about it a little differently, but hear them out. Because you want God to hear you. Let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 10. This is for us to learn how to handle the poor and the needy. Because you're going to find out a little later on, believe me, he's going to have checks and balances in judgment for this. And some people ain't going to make it in because of this. Deuteronomy chapter 15, we'll start at verse 10. Go ahead.
Thou shalt surely give him,
Yes, sir.
and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him.
So when you give it, so don't be grieved about it. Some people are like, oh man, I shouldn't have gave that away. Oh, believe me, if that's the case, don't give it. Do not give it. Go ahead.
Because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy work, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto.
So when you're not grieving, giving, God said, whatever your hand touch, you're going to be blessed. I'm a witness to that. Ain't too much I ain't touched that ain't been blessed. I'm a witness. Because I know some of the stuff I look about, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve it. I'm looking at, man, how did I get this play, get this and get that? And some people might think it's small, but it's big to me. And I ain't going to go in detail. When you can call somebody and tell them, hey, do this for me, and they do it at the drop of a dime, don't even charge you nothing, that's a blessing. Like, don't worry about that junk. Like, for real? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. You don't know how valuable you are to people when you are telling them about the Word of God. Because they were dealing with some of their mind that they were struggling with, and you help them. And you thought you could help them with money. A lot of people don't have them struggle with money like that. They look at money like, okay, that's mine. Because my mind is jacked up. I need you to help me with that. And how I help you with that, I put the word on them. And they said, that's the reason why I kept hitting that brick wall. Hitting every time. A lot of us still hitting the brick wall because we ain't listen to this word. Go ahead.
Verse 11. For the poor shall never cease
For the poor shall never what?
cease
They're
out of the
gonna be
land.
here forever. We're gonna find out they're gonna be here in the kingdom, in Jesus' kingdom. They're gonna be here forever until the Father brings his kingdom down. Go ahead.
Therefore, I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land.
So he said, I command you and me. That's a commandment to open your hands wide. Give them sufficient for what they need. Take care of the poor. Take care of them. That's a commandment. Let's go to Job chapter 29. Let me show y'all a good example of how to be blessed. And Job is the best example I can see in the Bible about being blessed. Job chapter 29. Return the job. This bad with me. I said, boy, I gotta tighten up. Job chapter 29, we're gonna start at verse 1, we're gonna skip to 4. Let's look at the example of Job, how he obtained his great wealth, possessions. It ain't how you think it is. Verse 1, go ahead.
Moreover, Job continued his parable and said,
Job had a parable to tell. Jump down to verse 4. Go ahead.
as I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle,
So Job is telling him when he was young in his youth, what happened. Go ahead.
when the Almighty was yet with me, when my children was about me,
Yes, sir.
when I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil.
He's just giving metaphors about how the blessings of God are like butter. And the rock poured out rivers of oil. Those things were really, really important back then. Still important today when you're trying to fry something. Go ahead.
When I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street,
Yes, sir. Now, Job telling you how being viewed him. Showed you how much, he gonna show you how much they respect in him. We're gonna see how he got that respect. Go ahead.
the young men saw me and hid themselves, and the age arose and stood up.
So the young men seen Job coming, they hid themselves. Why they hiding? Because Job was a man of respect. If he say something to you, you better not lie to him. And the aged men stood up and respected him. We don't respect the aged men no more. And I know why. Because they about dumb as the young ones.
That's right.
Ain't nobody want to give this book the right way. Go ahead.
The princes refrained talking and laid their hand on their mouth.
When Job walked, the princes stopped talking, laid their hand on him mouth like, man, look at him. The blessing was following him. It was a glow on him. Go ahead.
The nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth.
When Job talked, nobody talked. He was just that blessed in the land. Go ahead.
When the ear heard me, then it blessed me. And when the eye saw me, it saw witness to me.
Go ahead.
It gave witness to me. Because I delivered the poor that cried.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me this is how Job got all this respect? He said, because I delivered the poor that cried. I heard the poor cry. And I helped them. And I made sure they had what they had. Go ahead.
And the fatherless, and him that had none to help him.
He made sure he took care of the less fortunate. How many of us can say that today? We'll turn our backs on them. Here they go again. Go ahead.
The blessings of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy.
Because Job took care of the business. When he said widows, back in the day, if you didn't have no husband, man, you was pretty much out of luck. Because the man brought the money. This is what happened. Job, he made sure he took care of the widows. He took care of the business. He was a man amongst men. This is what he did. He heard the cry of the poor. He took care of the widow. These things that we need omitted right now in this world. We omit these, and this is very powerful in God's eyes. Go ahead.
I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My judgment was a robe and a diadem.
How do you put on righteousness? You study the word, and you give it to the people. This is what he was giving the poor and needy. First, go ahead.
I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame.
When you eyes to the blind, meaning that you can tell these people something about the word of God that they've been struggling with all their life and open their eyes up. Bam! I'm like, man, I know my teachers have done that to me. I'm like, man, I ain't know what they was talking about. For 10 or 15 years, and then he said in one message, and I got it. I got it. See, this is what you got to be to people, especially the poor and needy. Go ahead.
I was a father to the poor,
Mm-hmm.
and the cause which I knew not, I searched out.
How many else searching for the poor to help them? Searching for them. So when you see them, you turn your back on them. Here they come. Man, I can't go in and shop that man all the way come and ask me. You supposed to search to him. Go to him. What you need, bro? What you need, sis? It's tough. If you want true blessing, you want true respect, this is how you get it. This is how you get it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 18. I told y'all I can be tight today. You got to have compassion. So people will be compassionate to you. For me, I got a thing for kids. I'm going to go hard for them. Because I got kids. If they out in the street, something happened, they need somebody to talk to, I want them to see my kids say, that Jeff's son, that Jeff daughter. Wait a minute, y'all look out for them. Because I'm compassionate for their kids. When they come in the shop, I'm compassionate. When I'm talking to them, I'm making sure they know first before I'm dealing with an old man, an old woman. Because God looks at you when you're taking care of these kids, man. And woman, He trying to see how you handle it. He said, if you misuse or misabuse my kids, you might well tie a milestone around your neck and throw yourself in the sea.
He said it. He said it. Praise the Lord. Amen.
Deal with that. So, let's look at something here. Let's learn how to be compassionate. Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Go ahead, brother.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him?
So yes, go ahead.
To 7 times?
You ask the question, my brother sinned against me, how many times I should forgive him? 7 times? Listen to what Jesus said. Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
You know how many times that is? Every time that man come and ask you forgiveness, 7 times 7, that's a 490 times. Forgive him. This is how you deal with people that are poor and needy. Cause you know you're gonna hear the game every time. Man, I'm trying to get some medicine for my kid, man. Help me out, man. Well, I'm trying to go see my kid out of town. Help me out. I hear the game. And a lot of them don't know they already talked to you before. So you just go ahead and just do it, man. Just do it. Just give them what they need. Go ahead.
23. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants.
Now Jesus is telling you about this example about how you deal with people. And he used the example, give you the example about the kingdom of heaven. Well, listen, he's going to tell you. Go ahead.
And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him which owed him 10,000 talents.
So this king had one of his servants owed him 10,000, we say $10,000. He owed it to him. But listen what happened. Go ahead.
But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children and all that he had, and payment to be made.
You see how they dealt with these people back in the day? They sell everybody. Your wife, your kids, everything. And that ain't too far-fetched today. Deal with some people, some loan sharks, and see what happened to your family. They'll sell them as sex slaves. All this stuff. Deal with it. Go ahead.
The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
Go ahead.
Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him the debt.
See, this is us going to people who owe or that we owe money to. And he said, man, I just ain't got it, man. I need you. I'm struggling. He bills backing up on me. He said, you know what, man? Don't worry about it. I got it. It's on me. You should be compassionate to anybody else that comes up, but we don't operate like that. We'll go and try to get every single dime from people. But listen what happened to this man. I'm going to show you something here. How this man that got compassion, he didn't show compassion to somebody else. Go ahead.
But the same servant went out, find one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest.
You see this? You just got forgiven for $10,000, and this man only owe you $100. You gonna take him by the throat. But if that ain't us, I don't know who it is. That's Israel right now. Go ahead.
And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
He doing the same thing that he did with his king. But what happened? Go ahead.
And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt.
That's crazy. Your king had compassion on you, but you ain't gonna have compassion on your own brother. Throw him in jail. Go ahead.
So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry and came and told unto their Lord all that was done.
So be careful about somebody watching and seeing how you conduct yourself with the poor. And believe me, God always watching. So somebody reported back to the king about what he did to his servant. And the king was very mad. Very mad. Listen to what he did. Go ahead.
Then his Lord, after that he had called him and said unto him, O thou wicked servant,
You wicked. Go ahead.
I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desired me.
He said, I forgave you for all of that debt. All that debt I forgave you for. And this is how you treat somebody else? Go ahead.
Shouldst not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee?
You should have did the same thing I did for you. Have pity. Go ahead.
And his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors till he should pay all that was due unto him.
So he put him in jail so he could be tormented. Go ahead. Now this is how God view it. Go ahead.
So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you.
He said, so likewise, that the Heavenly Father gonna do to you if you don't have this same compassion for the poor and needy. Go ahead.
If ye from your heart forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses.
If you don't forgive them, God gonna torment you. He's gonna put you in that lake of fire. This weight. But people don't see it like this because the ministers inside the churches ain't teaching people this. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 9. We're dealing with the poor and needy. It's a valuable lesson.
Yes.
The money inside the church is not for the preacher to come up, not for him to go and pay his bills only, not for him to mistreat the money. It's to help the congregation. It's to help the poor and needy. It's to help. But the man of God got to have some wisdom with this thing. But these ministers got to understand this. It ain't for you to live in a big house on the hill or drive the biggest car. It's for to help people out of their distressed times. And that's the reason why I started taking no money here, because we can take money for how many years? About 8 years, well, 10 years for me, because since I've been starting doing it, we can take no money. But I knew if someone's getting in a situation, I ain't want to put the stress on the congregation. All right, everybody got to come up and help this person out. So we have something put aside, we can help people. It ain't for me. That money ain't paying my bills at all, period.
Come on, brother.
It just sitting there to help. Because I know what God will do to me if I misuse him. I'm not going to misuse him. This is what he said here about this Paul, how he tell him to get this money together. Go ahead.
Verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I thought it necessary to exhort the brethren that they would go before unto you and make up beforehand your bounty,
A bounty, talking about a sum of money. Go ahead.
whereof ye had noticed before, that the same might be ready as a matter of bounty and not as of covetousness.
See, he said his bounty should be ready, not a covetousness. You know what a covetousness means? You coveting all these lustful things, cars, money, clothes, and all this stuff. This is not what this money for.
That's right.
This money is for to help the poor and needy. Help them. This is what it's for. Go ahead.
But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly.
Make sure you understand this.
And he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully.
So you give your best of what you can give. That's why I say I ain't taking up no 10%, all this stuff on your check. Because I understand the Levitical priesthood. I understand the tithe was money. I understand all this. But God said, if you sow bountifully, you will reap bountifully. You give your best of what you give. I don't know what's your best. You know that, God know that. But if you sow sparingly, you ain't gonna get very nothing. You don't get nothing. You're gonna be in the same spot you always is. You're gonna be in the same spot. You're gonna keep hitting that brick wall. Because you're trying to hold on to these few cents. Go ahead.
Verse 7, every man according as he purpose in his heart.
So you got to get your mind right. Get your mind right. Get it right and say that, okay, I can give this without being grievous when I give, or grudgingly when I give it. Go ahead.
Every man according as he proposes in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly, or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver.
He loves the cheerful giver. This is not just solely talking about picking up money in the church. It's talking about cheerfully giving to your neighbor.
That's right.
Cheerfully giving to anybody in need, especially the poor and needy. But y'all running down giving people money they don't need money. Trying to have a respect with them. Oh, let me buy auntie this, I call auntie, I always look out for me. Let me buy uncle this or grandpa this and this. No, go find somebody that can't pay you jack back. Give it to them. Then God said, okay, now I can deal with him in a way where money ain't affecting his life or her life. It always gonna come. It always gonna come. When I started doing these principles, I ain't lacking no money. For real. I ain't rich. But God keep my household fed and clothed. I don't wake up worried about where I'm gonna make some money or not. I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna make it. I ain't bragging. Because I believe in this, the book. Go ahead.
And God is able to make all grace abound toward you,
This is what I want.
that ye always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work.
See, I thought I was bragging. He said, this is what I want. He said, make all grace abound toward you. You're going to have favor. He said, always having all sufficiency.
That's right. In all things.
All things.
Amen.
You know what I mean? You ain't got to go from paycheck to paycheck. One of them, they're going to turn your lights off. He going to make sure you take care and give you a little breathing room. But some of us ain't got breathing room. If we say one day at work, we are done, everything is taken away. Mainly because of the way you handle your finances.
That's true.
You're trying to keep up with the Joneses instead of keeping up with your family. Oh, believe me, I can ride a new car if I want to, but I choose to ride that truck. Because I don't want people looking at me a certain way. I want them to look at me like, oh, that truck ain't got nothing. Go ahead, we can get on that.
Verse 9. As it is written, He has dispersed abroad.
He has what? Dispersed. I mean, you give it. Go ahead.
He has given to the poor.
Give it to who?
The poor.
The poor. This is how you get that train rolling. This is how that blessing rolls through you. Taking care of the poor. Help them instead of turning your face up at them and turning away from them. Go ahead.
His righteousness remaineth forever.